Mary Benauto. My family, my friends, and guests all. Tonight is special for many, many reasons. Here are three. First, because of the important work of GLAAD, gay and lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people no longer need always live, quote, in a world of secrets and closets and hiding your true being. No longer need live in a world of discrimination and hatred which for too long has defined your lives. You have long been denied the full protection of the law in this great nation, where equality before the law runs deep in our DNA. Because of GLAAD, a tidal wave is sweeping across this nation, changing the arc of history. I am deeply, deeply honored to accept an award from GLAAD. Second, the Spirit of Justice Award recognizes, and I quote, individuals whose work and achievements reflect a profound dedication to our ideal of a just society. A profound dedication to the ideal of a just society. For any lawyer, for any judge to receive such an award would be a great honor. For me, it has particular resonance. As Mary mentioned, I was born and educated in South Africa, and I grew up in the apartheid years, where any opposition to the racist, homophobic system of white supremacy was defined as a crime. People were silenced, isolated, imprisoned indefinitely without recourse to the courts, and of course, homosexuality was defined as a crime, and LGBT peoples were harassed, arrested, and imprisoned simply because of who they were. When I was a university student there in the 1960s, my professors and my friends were imprisoned or tortured or forced to leave the country, as often as not because of the views they held. And women and men were treated as subhuman simply because of the color of their skin. My own activities as a national student leader engaged in anti-apartheid activities placed me at considerable risk, and I came to know personally what it feels like to fear a knock on the door in the middle of the night, to know that if the government arrested me, as it had so many other students, I could not turn to the courts for refuge. I came to this country in 1968 alone, as an immigrant, and I have an immigrant's consciousness of the true value of the rule of law. Those of you who are born here may, perhaps, take that for granted, may take for granted the ideal of equal justice under the law and your right to turn to the courts to enforce those rights. For me, it is the essence of what it means to be an American. The Massachusetts Constitution affirms the dignity and equality of all individuals. It forbids the creation of second-class citizens. Those were, as Mary said, my words from the opening paragraph of Goodrich, and how moving it was for me to be able to write those words in a judicial opinion in this my adopted country. The protection of the rule of law, the insistence of equality under the law has never rested in the hands of judges. It is you, each one of you here this evening, who every day and in countless ways works to make sure that in the United States adherence to the rule of law, adherence to the ideal of equal justice under law, remains the foundation of our society. And as a member of the bar, I want tonight to pay special tribute to GLAAD's own lawyers, Gary Busick, Vicki Henley, Ben Klein, Jennifer Levi, Zach Bakonen, Alison Wright, and Jansen Wu, who daily live the oath they took when admitted to the bar. I solemnly swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and will support the Constitution, so help me God. They work tirelessly to advance LGBT rights for equal treatment under our law. They make a difference. They make the difference, and each of us can make that difference. Third, this evening, this wonderful celebratory evening, gives me an opportunity to thank a few of those who have made this award possible. I begin with Mary Bonato, a brilliant, quiet, determined advocate in the tradition of Daniel Webster and Clarence Darrow and Margaret Brent, the first woman in the American colonies to appear before a court of the common law. Thank you. Thank you, Mary, for representing the Goodrich plaintiffs, and thank you for commencing that elegantly conceived case with perfect timing so that it landed on my desk while I was the Chief Justice. So, Mary, you and your clients changed my life. For starters, no one ever remembers that I wrote several hundred other opinions during my time. Next is Sandy Lundy, who joins me here this evening. Sandy is a brilliant, insightful counsel and was one of my closest advisors at the court. In a few of my published papers, I have been able to publicly thank Sandy for making my tenure as Chief Justice so rewarding. I want to do so again tonight. Thank you, Sandy. I owe so much to you. And next, a moment of sadness. My beloved, most treasured husband, Anthony Lewis, knew about this award and was so proud that I was to be recognized here tonight. Tony did not live to see me accepted, but 2 of his 3 children, each dear to me, and 3 of our 7 grandchildren, brilliant and beautiful, are here this evening. And also joining me are 4 of Tony's nephews and nieces who have traveled from across the country to celebrate with me. Thank you, my Lewis and Charlotte families, for being here tonight. And Choate Hall & Stewart, the law firm to which I have now returned with such delight, first taught me to live greatly in the law. Your support during some of the most difficult times of my life means more to me than I can possibly say. You represent the best of the bar for your commitment to excellence and your commitment to justice. I thank you. And so this evening you celebrate me for holding firm to the belief that equal justice under law is more than a phrase carved in granite on the entablature of the United States Supreme Court. I celebrate you, lawyers and law firms, businesses and citizens, ordinary people, for your insistence that the rule of law, equality under law, remain the defining gene of the DNA of the United States of America. May it never be otherwise for you, for your children, and for generations to come. Their legacy rests in your hands. Thank you.